All right, so hi guys. Yes, another closing day at the park. Um, so Satish, do you want to talk a little bit about in terms of obviously everything's been about CPUs and GPUs, the data center that's coming again, and what's the GPU spec on that?
So, so we are getting about 64 NVIDIA A100 GPUs and around 12 A40 GPUs as well.
Right.
Yeah.
So what do you see in terms of the use cases there? I mean, that's a lot of GPU power there.
Yeah. So what use cases I see is one is the best example that is can be used here is digital twins
Right.
that can help people to make a twin of their existing operations or their existing research work that they're doing. That could be one way. The other one could be doing a batch processing of their data. For example, banks can do an end of the day batch processing, so the data can be optimized to use the GPUs.
So that's interesting what you said about the digital twin. Obviously, that's a lot of rendering, graphical processing. So, Michael, in terms of gaming, I guess that's probably where you probably know quite a bit about the old GPUs. Any thoughts on that?
Well, yeah, GPUs basically back in the days when I was in university, I used to like hardcore play video
Which
games.
ones?
Uh, Before they call it the Dota, the Defense of the Ancient, or the yeah, and the Counter Strikes, Call of Duties, and
Right, right.
everything. Yeah. So back in the day, it's GPUs are just starting. It's not that popular. Well, at least in our country. Yeah. So, but looking at it now, so it has grown a lot. It's very popular now. So uh, in fact, there are currently international esports events wherein, for example, let's take for example the League of Legends or
Right.
Dota, wherein the pot money that they're giving is around like $20 million. So it's really big. So
Big business
big,
there.
yeah. So the GPUs part of that is that uh, it's giving them really good machines.
Right.
You know,
So it's potentially. I mean, once the data center comes here, potentially that's an esport event could be run from here, right?
yeah, absolutely. I think it's a good program wherein you can develop camaraderie with different offices here, so you can just or even other students from universities around. So I think it's a good program that we should definitely do. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, some of the other places where we've spoken to in terms of I think the young people especially. I'm not saying that you're too old, but they definitely have a once the compute access is available. Yes, there's an entertainment value. There's also a research value as well. And obviously, talking of esports, I say, yeah, it'd be good to perhaps do something in Sharjah around esports with this facility. But talking about that, that's also the leads to sports science.
Yeah, that definitely leads us to sports science. So one of the cohorts who's coming here, they're doing some sports analytics on football. What is the best position uh, to have a goal kick, a kick at the goal, or do a penalty shootout, and it analyzes the various data of how an existing goal has been scored by one of some of the top players and compare it with the statistics of the existing players. How they can be best positioned to do the goal kick.
Yeah,
So
but
that kind of analytics are being done. For that, you need large rendering, large amounts of data coming in. So you need an HPC to process that kind of a data.
I think you might need a HPC the size of this building to help Tottenham do better in sports. But that's a different subject altogether.
Yes.
So we look forward to having the HPC here, and perhaps there's a few other ideas that we have. Obviously, we'll keep everybody in touch in terms of how that develops.
Sure.
And yeah, thanks for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.